then welcome back. And if it's your first time, welcome into the room. And on this side, we like to cook and yeah, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. A lot of that on this side, but it's gonna be some things that are upbuilding for the new year. So I hope y'all enjoy all the things that I have planned for this year. It's a lot coming. Just stay tuned. And I felt like it was proper to start out today with the regular schmegula. Okay, baby. Y'all know how I'm coming with the wings every time. In my house, that's really all we eat. I'm telling you, but we're gonna try to get into some new stuff for the new year. But for today, that's what we're gonna eat, okay? And then I'm gonna just make me some mashed potatoes and some green beans. And y'all just gonna be here keeping me company so I can just yap it up while I get this done, okay? I got so much stuff to do this week, and I was just like, let me just start off the week really good, because do y'all's week start on Sunday or Monday mentally? For me, my week starts on Sunday. It's still a rest day for me, but I like to start it off on Sunday, just so I can get in the right mental space. So one sec while I go fill this up. So my Sunday is definitely my reset day. It feels better that way for me. But like once Monday hit, y'all, I be trying not to be in shambles. So if you know what I mean. So I be having to do what I gotta do on Sunday, wash clothes, clean the house up, and schedule things for the week and all types of stuff, just to kind of like put myself in the right mind space for the week. Because baby, I'm telling you, on Monday I be having to hit the ground running. I don't really get a lot of time to rethink what I did for the weekend before. So yeah, y'all. But what are we here to talk about today? First of all, let's talk about how nasty this potato is on the inside. Like, why would you ever in your life? But we're not gonna make a big deal out of that. We're just gonna cut that part out. Let's just talk about the start to the new year, y'all, and how to keep up with your plans for the new year. How many of y'all got New Year's resolutions? Let me know in the comments. Are we all starting with goals? Are we playing it by ear? How we doing? And it's what, the fourth day of the year now. So are y'all sticking to y'all goals, or are y'all not doing the best y'all could do? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. But personally, y'all, I've been sticking to my goals. I've been doing my best. Of course, that's what I got to give the year overall. But I definitely am doing the things that I said I was gonna do. I'm being a little bit more patient with myself and with circumstances, and making better choices, saving, budgeting, the whole nine. But again, it's like only the fourth day of the year, so I'm not over pressing it right now. I'm really just trying to live, y'all. So let's talk about a good subject. Like, let's talk about what it means to be successful. And the reason why I chose this topic is because this was my first video it was on another YouTube channel, but this is my first video that I made in 2021, and I talked about what it means to be successful to me. And y'all really ate that video up, okay? But other than that, like, I think it's very important to, like I mentioned in that video, to remember that your means and your way of being successful, it may change throughout your life. You may decide that, hey, this amount of success that I thought was not achievable at this point in my life, I now see that it is achievable. So now I'm gonna go after this. So that video was titled The Definition, or My Definition of Success. So now I think my definition is pretty much still the same, except mine has changed, if y'all get what I'm saying. So it's the same, that it always evolves, but for me personally, mine has been growing. How I view success, I think that it's very much more attainable now. I see how to get there. And I also think that it's important on your way to success to learn how to set goals. This is one thing that has been like super important to me on this path. Learn how to set your goals. Learn how to, when I say setting your goals, I mean like the art to setting goals. So I'm not just saying, oh, this is my goal for this year and I'm gonna stick to it because this is how I'm gonna do. I'm my own accountability partner. No, baby, I mean knowing your own tendencies, evaluating all of this stuff, and fighting for the result that you want, okay? Because nothing in life really, it doesn't come easy. And if you psych yourself out to feel that way, it really sucks, because it's not gonna come easy. And a lot of people will tell you that same thing. So what you want to do is just be patient with yourself and always reevaluate. This is one thing that I'll always say. Reevaluation at different moments in your life is so important, okay? It helps you to keep your mind in the right place. It helps you to notice your own progress, which are all important things. You don't want to have anybody to babysit you. At any point in your life, you want to be able to make the progress that you set your mind to. So definitely be sure that you're doing that. You're taking care of your own thought process and moving forward. And if it's taking you to have to reset those goals, reset them. We all change, we all evolve, we all become different. We grow, we lose people, our interests change, and we have to be okay to accept that and move forward in life. That's another thing that's so important about this new year, is learning how to move forward. That's one thing that I know that I'm going to be working on this year. I want y'all to do the same thing. Don't stick to that same mindset you had, the same mind state you were in. Once again, reevaluate the things that weren't working in the last year and don't bring it into the new year. It's just that simple. And you should have success in becoming better and evolving and growth. And those are the most important things. Y'all don't want to have to feel like you have to perform for everybody in life. You don't have to perform for anybody. You have to cultivate inside of you exactly who you feel and know that you are. And once you get to that point, nobody can tell you nothing, okay? Somebody might be able to give you some pointers, but if you trust in yourself, then you know how to move forward for your own self. So, yeah, y'all, one moment. The next thing I want to tell y'all to take into the new year is real live patience. Now, the reason why I'm making it such a big thing about patience and making it its own category, y'all, is because patience is an art too. What is real patience in life? Ask yourself that. What is real patience? Well, real patience is something that you're able to exhibit towards yourself and towards others. Now, when you have real patience, you have a superpower. Why? Because you're able to take a step back and look at things from a specific point of view that is not emotional. Real patience is going to take you there. So overall, that's what you want to do in this new year. You want to work on your patience with the things that you're working on, with who you're trying to be, with the grades you're trying to get in school, with your relationships, with your endeavors, your business ideas, with your content creation. Babe, you want to exercise patience. The only way you're going to be able to watch these things to get done is to work on that patience. Because if you get discouraged too early, y'all might be like me and try to self-sabotage. And I'm just saying like me, but I know I relate to a lot of y'all, okay? I did some things in my life where, you know, I had to learn patience. Because the things that I thought that were going to work out a specific type of way, baby, they took me through the mud, okay? Okay? Life whooped me, okay? Just to say the least. So, patience is just something, it's an art, it's something you're going to have to master in life or else. And I'm not saying you want to sit around and you want to wait on your job to recognize you and you've been waiting for 3 years. I'm saying I want y'all to recognize what parts of your life actually need patience. Where are you willing to give patience? And I feel like I don't really always want to explain it down to the T like this, but I really feel like sometimes people try to act like they don't get or they don't understand. They don't. It has to be explained all the way down to the T. And I'm not saying that that's the wrong thing neither. I'm just saying that's a real thing. Sometimes it's things that I don't understand all the way down to the T. And I be need somebody to explain it all the way down, okay? And that's what I be needing, because I be wanting to know. But, you know, once again, patience. We're not going into 2026 pretending like we don't need it. Pretending like the goals we set for ourselves are going to get themselves done in one day. We are exercising grace, realizing what the things that we want, what they take, and we're going to get the things that we want, the things that we set our minds on. That's what we're working on this side, y'all, and that's what we're going to do. And so we're not going to beat ourselves down in the process. We are going to continue to grow, and with patience we can do that, okay? Y'all, sometimes you look at the world and you just be like, how am I supposed to have patience? Well, start by not comparing yourself to everyone else, not comparing your life to what you see other people going through, and once again, being gentle with yourself, exercising that grace. You know where you've been. You know what you've been through. So you don't need to have to explain that to everybody around you. No, you don't. Because they're not going to understand. They weren't there with you to feel all of those things. But that doesn't mean that they aren't important, that they don't make you who you are. And so be sure that you're exercising that grace and you're realizing that I don't need anybody's validation to make me understand who I am. I'm the one who went through it. Okay? I don't need all that. What I do need, though, is to be kind to myself so that I can get myself out of this situation. No, I don't want to continue to live this way. No, I don't want to continue to get manipulated by people, or I don't want to be lied to, or I don't want to continue to sabotage my blessings. But the way I'm going to do that is by looking at my life and saying, these are the steps that I need to take in order to honestly create that solution. And that brings me to another point, being honest. Honesty is like one of the hardest things, I guess. When it comes to being honest with yourself. With people, you don't have to tell people anything. So it's nothing to really worry about when it comes to people. At least for me, that's something that I don't really struggle too much with. But for myself, being honest with myself can sometimes be hard, because to be honest with yourself, you have to be clear with where you are and be clear with your end result, or where you see yourself going. And so once again, when you are having a hard time being honest with yourself, it just causes you to sabotage the things that you have going on. You can't say I want to work towards this goal but then not be honest with what it takes to get there. You have to do what it takes. That's just how this life works. And y'all, it could be hard. It could be so hard sometimes. But this year, we're not worrying about what's hard. We're worrying about what kind of results can I get. I need these results this year. I need something to change. So that's what we're going to do, okay? So, yeah, y'all, I really love to just sit here and just yap to y'all. Right now, I'm peeling the potatoes. I did it in a weird way, but I chopped them first, so, you know, it is what it is. And they still gonna be good, okay? Now, let's go back to talking about when being successful. I don't know. When does it hurt the most? It hurts the most when people you feel like people don't understand you. Why do you need to be so understood all the time? Is the question I would have to ask after that. Like, what? I know that it feels good. It feels good to have connection. We need human connection, but tell me, is that like the most important thing? I don't think it is. I think the most important thing is always that you're able to make the thing happen that you're trying to make happen, right? Right? So like, human acceptance, that's not changing the circumstance. It maybe does make it a little bit more bearable, but does it really change it? Questionable. So, you know, and maybe this is just where I am at in life, which I'm fine with, but realize, even with relationships, it takes time to even create those. But they're not meant to take away your journey or your path or how you're meant to improve. They're actually meant to be there to make it a little bit easier on you. So with that being said, make sure that you are doing the things that it takes to make those changes, okay? With the relationships and with everything, they're important, but they're not the most important. Your relationship with yourself is definitely the most important. My mama used to say, you came into the world alone, you're gonna leave it alone. And that's just the truth. No matter what. So you do want to realize that your journey is yours. It's not meant for anybody to walk it, but it's actually meant to build you into the person that you're supposed to be. So appreciate that, you know? Here's my potatoes, y'all. Appreciate that part of life, you know? It's going to help you in the long run to learn how to appreciate life for what it is and not continue to beat yourself up because you don't always understand everything to the T, or everything doesn't always make sense in every moment. You're meant to grow, so no, it's not going to make sense at every moment. When you're at school and you need to learn something, there's a reason you're meant to learn, because you don't know already. So be okay with that, okay? Be okay with not knowing. Be okay with not being perfect. And just continue to build. And that's how you're going to be able to stay on your goals and work towards your success in life, because you're now able to take a step outside of everything and your own emotions and look at it. from a good point of view, just like a friend would be able to do so for you. And you can be literally your own best friend and create the thing that you're working so hard every single day, every single hour, every single minute. Your brain is working, your body's working, and you're trying to create this result. It's important. It's the most important thing. And I really want y'all to continue to be encouraged to do that. And don't get discouraged just because of how things feel today. Every day is not going to be a good day. Some days will be rough. Some days will be better. But you don't want the better or the rough days to lead you down a path of disdain or discouragement. You want to take it as it comes and become a master at this life stuff, okay? Nothing gonna take me down, okay? Even a bad day. And knowing that, and knowing that you have that strength and you can rely on yourself, is going to create a person that not only has met their goals, but has also grown in their character and in their individualism during the journey, and they have enjoyed it, and they're able to share with others and able to smile through it. And even when things aren't always desirable, they're able to see the good in things. So I hope this helps somebody today. This has been especially fun. It's always fun just getting on here and yapping. I hope I got another topic that I can talk to y'all about, but I do have some good stuff coming up. I really want y'all to stay tuned, because if you don't, you're gonna miss out on something. Okay, so go ahead and hit that subscribe, that like, and that comment button. Make sure you share with somebody you think this might help. And guess what? I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.